on my past drugs. Don't judge me for past drugs.
But don't judge me. Podcast.
I'm here again.
I'm your host, Poo. Got my co-host with me, Smooth. What's going on, bro?
What up, though?
Ju, how you doing, bro?
I'm lovely, man.
How was your week, Ju?
Well, my week last week was actually pretty good. So far, so good this week, too. Yeah, I got no complaints.
Smooth, what about you?
I'm alive,
Except
bro.
the weather. The weather's kind of weird.
Nah, no cap. I believe you.
Weather
Actually,
is weird
I was kind of
hell.
feeling it, though. I can't lie. I was feeling the gloomy
I was tired of the sun for a little bit.
Yeah,
You know?
I was feeling the warmness,
Yeah.
but no sun is around. I like the, yeah.
Hey, it's back to regular scheduled programming right now.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought I should go to the island.
How was your week,
right away.
Smooth?
Week was good. Smooth family, and we just back to it, man. The everlasting marathon.
Mm-hmm. My week, pretty cool. No complaints. I was expecting for you to say, I'm alive.
I did say I'm alive.
Okay. Well, what we got today? Unfortunately, we're here again, man. Same shit again. Never fails. For the grace of God, the man is still alive, though. We got to touch on
God bless.
what happened. I think it said it was about 45 minutes outside of Milwaukee in Wisconsin. Another black man was shot 7 times, unarmed. More and more police brutality. It seems like the shit never changes, man. What do you guys, I don't even have a serious question for this, but like what the fuck? You know what I mean? What is it? Like, what is it going to take for it to, like, stop or, like, just anything? Because clearly there's no changes. Same shit, different place. It's getting to a point where, you know, you don't even want to watch the videos. You hear it, but you don't want to watch it because it's the same thing you already seen.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't watch it.
I
didn't want to.
I haven't. Yeah, I won't.
Like, I just can't. Like, I've seen, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like we were talking about before we started hitting the record. Like, I haven't watched one probably since Oscar Grant.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so sad to say I haven't watched one because there's been so many. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's the unfortunate part about this. Like, like this is a never-ending series. You know what I mean? Like, and I my question for y'all is: do y'all think that it will ever change? Do y'all really believe that could happen?
What does change even look like?
Yeah.
Like, are we one day just going to automatically assume that our interactions with police won't potentially end in death, even on a traffic stop? Will we look at them as a member of the community and just as our doctor and dentist, they're just somebody who's just around and in place? I don't think so. Because first is this, and they say that things are changing in the city of San Francisco as the police force and reform and having counselors and things, but that isn't done yet.
At all.
As of now, they're still, because you know where we are right now and where I live is a privileged community. We don't see many police here, you know, and there's a university with its own police department, and I still don't see them in this community. But in Bayview, I see them on every other block, every block.
Word.
Exactly.
It's looking like a show of force more so than helping us.
When I lived there, I noticed that. I never saw a cop in. I was working in Beverly Hills. I
Exactly.
never saw
No,
one
you don't.
in those little back streets back there. I never saw one. But you know, you go to the other side of town, they're
Everywhere.
Yeah, you see,
they're like a corner store.
Fucking 3 in a row. You know
For
what I mean?
real. And they going when they stop you, they're gonna pull up with at least more than one car. So, no. Long story. Long answer short. No, I don't think it's gonna change. I don't watch those videos because I've been there. I've been to actually one of those funerals. I've known a family member who has been killed due to police brutality, and I don't need to watch a video. I was there. Yeah, appreciate it. R.I.P. to L. But it's business as usual. I really don't. You know, you never know when your days come, but you know it could be close when you get pulled over. As a black man.
What are your thoughts? I mean, it's just like, damn, like we just can't be.
Yeah.
Like we just
Nah,
cannot.
bro.
Right. Yeah.
be.
Right.
Yeah,
Like-
it's just
Just.
I don't really have thoughts. Like my thoughts is like it's similar with what you guys have said as well. But like everybody I've heard just talk on, this situation. Like it's like, like I don't know. It's not. I'm not trying to be funny, but like
No, speak on it.
with Rodney King, like can we all just fucking get along? Like for real. Like what is it gonna take?
Yeah, and
for,
that's
like,
the thing
shit
about
to
this.
end?
I mean,
like,
this shit is my bad to cut
No,
you
it's
off,
good, it's
but
good.
this shit has been.
It's redone.
Cops is one of the longest running shows in American history.
That's true.
Like,
They just
and
got-
that
they
has
just
been
got
the
canceled.
evidence
Just got
that
canceled.
Just got
Yeah.
canceled.
that's been the evidence of police brutality for years. You know what I mean? And that's only the shit that they decided to show. I'm sure there's hours of footage that
Absolutely.
they fucking got. You know what I mean? And to speak on the Rodney King thing, like just look at how long it's really been that we've been saying this has been going on. You know what I mean?
That was what, 92? That's
Yeah.
almost 30 fucking years. And it was going on before that. So it's like,
I mean, before that was Jim Crow. And before Jim Crow was the Reconstruction. And then we had slavery, So, and there's that one part in time where after the Civil War where blacks were allowed to have some sort of stance in this world. But after the Reconstruction of the South, that was over.
yeah.
And then they've just replaced slavery with institutional, mass incarcerations. So it's all the same game. It's just players been switched.
Brought to you by your favorite candidate.
Speak on it.
And it's crazy that this all is going on. And we're only, I never really think about it until stuff like this happens, but we're only 55 years exactly removed from segregation.
Yeah.
So, like, it's not really surprising, that.
It's still,
Because
like,
my parents is only 67.
But see, you gotta
know what
look
I
at
mean?
it how we look at it. So I'm sorry to keep
It's
cutting you
cool,
off.
bro. Like, it's a
going.
You gotta
serious
look
topic.
at you gotta look at it through how we look through our lens. Through the lens of the oppressed, it feels like fucking a million years. You know what I mean? And that's the part about it. In I guess I don't even want to say the reality of it, but
Say it.
the reality of it is that we're still young in the fight. So we may not see the change. I've come to the reality that we probably won't see the changes that we want to see.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah,
we're
we'll
fighting.
probably be gone.
I'm fighting for children that I don't have yet.
Yeah.
I'm fighting for family.
The next generation.
I'm fighting for everybody that's gonna come after me. Like that because like I've learned to cope in this world with that shit by now. You know what I mean? And it's unfortunate that I have to do that and I have that guard up, but I feel like the fight is just to pass on. Like I gotta make sure at least I can change one thing for the next generation, at least.
Absolutely. And, it is, as you said, you don't want to say this, but look, I'm going to keep it real. I'm grateful for every day because I don't know one day if I'm driving, if I get pulled over, if I get stopped, there's no telling what would happen. I don't know how I'm going to feel. I don't know how the cop is what mood he's going to be in. But it don't matter if I got my babies
And it's
with me.
always gonna be out of your control.
Exactly. It don't matter if I got my babies with me. It don't matter if I'm by myself. I could be dead on the spot. It really does not matter. And I've just been on the kick that just enjoy today because we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow as a black man.
Yeah, and it's such a shitty way to live, ain't it?
Man. YOLO. You literally only live once.
I mean, that's the thing, though. Like, it's like people will never know what it's like for somebody to cross the street because they see you walking down the same sidewalk.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, people don't understand just the little tiny, smallest little gestures that happen every single day to us. They don't understand that. Like, it's the most subtle but obvious thing to us. You know what I mean? And it's... Yeah, it's enraging. to say the least.
And just to keep it on like the times that we're in, I did not feel too different when all of this COVID stuff came up, when people are scared to be around each other besides the people that they know. Why? Because as a black man, people are already scared of you. Naturally.
Word.
People already keep their distance from you.
Mhm.
Just of the general public. It's obvious.
Yeah.
So I'm
This
just
is-
like,
this-
it's just business as usual to
The
me.
virus is heightened that a lot. Yeah. No, I agree with everything you're saying.
Everybody just getting treated like we been.
Yeah. No, really though. And I don't mean to laugh, but it's like, you're right. It's like, now you see what the fuck we go through.
Mm-hmm.
Daily though.
Yep.
Year in, year out, and it never changes.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, like, we have no pre-production for this, but it's like, this is just a topic we had to discuss today because it's infuriating. I don't even use that word often, but it's like, I didn't watch, just like Ju said, like, I watched the Oscar Grant, and since then I haven't watched any until the George Floyd situation.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I just watched this one that just came out yesterday, and it's like, I don't want to see the full video and like what happened prior to that, but I just seen the initial, then the shooting, and it's like, it's 3 cops. Y'all don't have no other potential or no other way of going about trying to subdue this person, or just make him sit down or like arrest him.
Our life
Like-
is not worth saving, bro. You
And
gotta
you know
get
what?
the
It's
context in. You know, they not thinking about us as human beings.
At all. I agree.
You know?
And it's just, you know, I'm even tired of it being a slogan idea. Like, I'm tired of not to disrespect the movement, but the Black Lives Matter. Like, damn, just stop fucking killing us.
Basically.
Like, you know what I mean? Like I get it. All great movements had a slogan, but this shit is like, like this is just basic shit. Like I don't,
Basically.
you know what I mean? I hate that it gets intertwined as some political shit. I hate when this is addressed as politics. I hate that because it's just
It's
as
humanity.
simple as don't fucking kill us.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that simple. Like, I hate when people address this that way. If this is a fucking human rights thing, this is basic. This is
Exactly.
basic human shit. Like, you just don't fucking kill somebody because of their skin color.
Yeah. Oh man, it's tough. No, I'm cool, bro. I don't need it. I'm good. I still got a little more. But
All right, that's good.
yeah, let's kind of dive a little deeper into this situation.
Like, you just can't be. You can't be in your home. Rest in peace to Breonna Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Rest in peace.
You can't be on BART. Rest in peace, Nia Wilson.
Rest in peace.
Like, you just can't be. You can't
Man,
jog
I
in
feel
your
that.
neighborhood. Rest in peace, Ahmaud Arbery.
Rest in peace.
Like, it's just.
Can't drive. Rest in peace to 10, 20, 30 people that, you know, we can say their names as much as we can, but it happens way
Rest
too
in
many
peace,
times.
Mario Woods. Like, it's just.
Yeah, can't walk.
Rest in peace.
You know what I mean? We can just. And it's the number of names that we can say, man. It's just.
Unlimited.
The
And that's just the
You
names we
can't
know
breathe.
of.
Like, you can't do nothing, man. It's fucking crazy.
The numbers are ridiculous. Like. I don't even know what else to say about it. That like, it's just. And it's just, you know, like, how do you people see this on the news and they think about it for a couple seconds and
Right.
think it's terrible, but, you know, you live with this on your brain every day.
Mm-hmm.
Every second you step out the house.
Where do you think the change needs to start for, especially with these cops?
That's the thing. I don't know. You know,
Where do you think it's supposed to start?
I,
Initial, like,
people
what
say-
do we do?
People are saying, you know, I just don't believe in this shit about that. People need to be educated on all this bullshit. It's not that deep.
Mm-hmm.
It is not. White people should not kill black people. White people should not kill anybody. Nobody should kill anybody.
Let's
Yeah.
not
Like,
and let's
It's
not
not that hard.
Yeah.
let's not just put all the preference on white officers. And you know, and I know, and we all know, if there's a black officer there, we damn near worse off.
Sometimes, yeah, you're right.
Well,
They
let-
wanna
let-
show
Let's speak
off.
to that a little bit because there was a black officer. I can't remember from what department or where, but I remember seeing him on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking about the George Floyd incident, And then later I saw on Instagram again that officer was fired for what he said about the George Floyd incident. You know, he was basically, you know, telling black people how he felt as a black officer, and that he didn't agree with what happened. Basically.
I seen that dude.
yeah,
In,
yeah.
I think it was in Orlando.
Yeah,
Something like
he was
that, yeah.
somewhere. But like there's no was fired for that, and what do you think about those officers that are standbys? You know what I mean? What if they could be fired? You know, I mean, how tight do you think that rope is? You know what I mean? Like, what if they could be fired for just being a good cop? Because we never see any good cops, right? There's never been one cop that came out, and if they did, like the gentleman on Instagram, they've been fired. So what do you guys think? What do you think about the character of those cops?
No, I've seen some white cops come out and say something that didn't lose their job.
Well,
I seen a police chief.
Yeah,
I remember. I think I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember what city.
But he
I think
wasn't.
it was like Cleveland or something.
But clearly he wasn't. You know, he didn't lose his job like the black man did, but that's a whole nother discussion. My bad, Smooth. What was you saying?
Very obvious.
I mean, well, we don't know the protocol for each particular station. You know, they might have a clause against social media and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, if I could say something, change. It's too easy to be a police officer. Honestly.
Yes.
You don't need nothing. What do you need? High school diploma?
High school diploma, that's it. Literally.
And it's fucking 100,000 straight out the gate.
You need a high school diploma. All you have to do is you need a diploma and a GED.
So
either one.
I think
100,000.
The requirements to become a law enforcement officer are just too low. Mm-hmm. And the psychologic evaluations are not suited for all races.
Yeah. Of course not.
And that's just where
law enforcement is not for all races.
Exactly. Exactly. I agree. So
you think the requirements need to be changed?
They
and
need
if so,
to be
what
higher.
do they need to be changed to?
You need to have some sort of education and behavior.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree with the behavior part 100% because you don't know what this person been through as an adolescent, what he's seen, what he's been accustomed to, because he might have had a run-in one time with someone, you know, that may look like us just once in his life and just automatically has that, you know, that stigma towards us. Or his parents might have taught him something that he wasn't necessarily in agreement with, but because it was drilled into him at a young age, then that's just what he has, you know, locked in.
Stop. And that right there is why I don't think that we'll ever see change.
Which is what?
Because it's just a continued thing?
Yeah, because races breed more races.
It's generational? Mm-hmm. You're right.
Like,
yeah, it's true. But if we're saying what could, you know, and I would also say how the initial training are. If you guys know us, people in SFPD are normally start in Bayview to lick their chops before they go to their actual station. This is what I've heard, and this is from police officers.
Not just Bayview, every poverty-stricken, predominantly black.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, I agree.
So, I mean, why are people who need the most balancing beam of policing, why are we just learning on them? This should be the pinnacle of your policing.
Numero uno,
it's a weird circle, I think, there. So the cops that are learning in our neighborhoods are fucking killing our people and all, harassing us and doing all kinds of dirty shit to us. Mm-hmm. That in turn does not exactly entice anyone from our community to want to be a police officer.
Yep.
So that cycle continues because no one from our community wants to be a police officer based on their negative interactions with police officers.
100%.
Right?
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that's where the change could happen, but how is that going to happen? It's only going to happen through policing. I mean, I don't want to say that because I don't trust them, but whatever.
It's so tough because it's like there should be incentives for you to be a police in a community that you grew up, you know?
Right.
But should is not real, you know? And what's real is the fact that systemic racism is from the bottom up and from the top down. It's from the creation from every single step is not meant for us. We're not even included.
Right.
It's still going off the basis of we're 3/5 a human.
3/5 of a man, I believe, is the phrase.
I agree.
So shit, you know, it's tough, man. What I would say, Pooh, what do you think? What do you think that could be a change?
Like we already touched on it. I don't think it'd ever change. I really don't. Well, we won't see it. We'll probably be dead and gone by the time any like serious change happens. Cause like you already said, you know, racism just breeds racism.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
our
just,
grandparents are, not our grandparents are descendants. Depending on they are descendants of former slaves.
Oh yeah, my grandma
You know what I'm
tell me
saying?
all the time.
And-
She wasn't a slave. Sorry to cut you off.
That's good.
She was the one who was handing the people the water in the fields.
Mm-hmm.
So she was right there with it.
Yeah.
And she's 85 years old. She's still living.
So our grandparents being descendants of slaves, meaning, you know, someone that's white, same age range, grandparents are descendants of slave owners.
Absolutely.
So it's like it's just a continued cycle that's just going to continue to happen over and over and over unless someone on the other side says, you know what, this isn't right. I mean, some people are starting to, you know, change, but not everybody. You know what I mean? It's not a collective, you know, group of people that's, you know, putting their foot down and just saying, let's do something opposite of what we learned. You know what I mean? They know it's wrong. They know it's wrong. They just choose to just say they don't give a fuck pretty much.
And how do you change something that's systemic? You know what I mean? What are the steps in that? You know, you vote leaders out, but
The system's
racist
still the same.
towns are, you know, racist states are gonna have fucking racist leaders. Mississippi, places like that. You know what I'm saying?
Alabama.
Like, shit like that. So it's like
Yeah, that that's going to take the longest to get like serious change. Shit like Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, deep parts of Louisiana, fucking Arkansas, shit like that. Even parts of
North
Georgia,
Carolina,
Florida,
yeah.
North Carolina, like all of them.
South Carolina.
Yeah, them states.
West
It's going
Virginia.
to take a while for them to like really like want to be a change because it wasn't like that early on. Like back to Civil War days, like they were adamant about keeping shit as, you know, slavery and making sure that shit was segregated. Like I don't see no change for them in a while. We definitely won't see those states, but maybe California might to change a little bit. But yeah, we won't. We probably won't see it.
It's systemic, man. I got this. Like that's kind of what I think about college a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, who can really afford to send their kids to college? Think about the demographic of people that can really afford to send their kids to college without it costing an arm and a leg and putting the family in.
Yeah, like
you know what I mean?
told myself I'm not. If my child doesn't get a scholarship, I don't want him to go. Because honestly, to my opinion, I think college, or just school system in general, is like a preparation for prison. That's how I look at it. I'm not even gonna lie.
I mean,
because
they're
it's like,
still going. My kids are still going.
yeah, you can still, but it's like I just feel like it's no
debate about
need
that.
because it's everything we fucking learn in this shit is no, like it's nothing we need. Like I haven't used geometry a day in my fucking life.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I see what y'all saying about that, and I understand that part. For me,
You're the one that's actually in college. So.
I'm in professional school. Okay, I graduated from college. I graduated from a graduate program, and now I'm in professional school. So I'm not in school. But anyway.
Excuse me.
Yeah. It's all good. All right, let's back up.
Be on time, nigga.
I'm trying. I want to be. Damn, I couldn't help it.
Yeah, he's in a different realm right now as far as, you know, as far as education is concerned.
So
you know, he went through the steps to get there, but I feel like you shouldn't have to do all of this to get to that. Like, you don't need to learn fucking trigonometry and geometry and algebra just to fucking learn how to do the things that you've learned now. Like, this is a whole nother step. shit you didn't learn in high school. You ain't being taught in the professional part where you are now.
Very true.
So it's like, I don't see the point of it. You know, if you lock in or whatever it is, have a certain amount of years where you have to learn just dentistry,
right?
Or just being a lawyer, or just being a doctor, or whatever it is you want to do.
Well, I mean, that's what all other countries do, honestly. But they still come here. But to answer that question, I gotta really zoom out from what you guys are saying. So our generation, coming from working class parents, right? The pinnacle of success or leading to success is predominantly education. My baby got a college degree, da 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 da. Go to college, do your thing, da 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 da. That's what we're taught, right? And then our public schools have taught us that, and so we're going off of the commercialism and what we think is the best school. For me, I'm going to tell my kids, because in this day and age, in 2030-ish, when my kids will be adults or over 18, a college degree is going to be basically a high school diploma. You're not going to be able to get shit with a high school diploma.
Like that now.
It is like that now. So I'm just saying, for the purposes of society stance, I'm going to tell them to go, one, what's your plan with the degree? Are you getting a degree to get a degree? Or what is you doing? And also, let's go to a state school. Let's go to somewhere where it's affordable and you have a connection to the community of this college, which really matters and won't have that much backlog, and you can have an easier scholarship because you're local and you're going to be given to the community of large. So I'm not down for like the big schools, the private schools and things like that. I go to state school right now. Right. So, and that's just basically my thought process of it. And if everybody's not meant for school, but what's your plan? Are you going to get a trade? Or are you going to open a business? What kind of business? Do you know the market of your business, and how are you going to study that? What's your goal? And if college is a reason for that, if there's a corporation that would deem that necessary and looking good, yeah. But I just think it's just another college diploma, but it has to be a reason behind it, because all the people who I go to school with, who I wish my kids to be like, who are kids of fucking business owners and doctors and lawyers and all that stuff, they are going to college with a plan. Mm-hmm. College isn't the creme de la creme. It's a medium. Mm-hmm. It's a place of which they have to go through to get to where they want to go, whether it be a firm that they're going to go to, and also the school is going to be dependent on that they go to is going to be dependent on the alumni network that they can draw from. You know, at our HBCUs that we go to, shout out A&T, not a great network and not very nation or worldwide
whatsoever.
You know, so those are things that I think about. Like, my alumni network is meaningless to me from my HBCU education.
Where they center more.
100%.
Exactly. Yeah. So if I wanted
Only
somewhere,
down there.
if I wanted to go to John Deere or some like HBCU-ish, in the HBCU-ish location, which is the South. Yeah. Then yeah. So those are all the things. Even though, you know, it's good for a black person to have that type of, you know, sense of self, to know that there are other people that look like them, that are intelligent and are regular and don't have to be like the super studious person. They can just be a regular guy or girl. But those are all the things when I think about higher education and, you know, where to go. It has to be, college is only a medium in today's society, but it is necessary. Mm-hmm. But you should go to one that's cheap and where you can have a good alumni.
Nah, word. Let me ask y'all this. Do y'all feel cops should have to go through the same things that you have to go through to be a professional in certain things? Like a doctor, a dentist.
Absolutely. It
have
should be.
to go
They
to
get
school
100,000.
long term to get this
Bro,
type
they
of
get
money.
100 racks, man.
Because if we putting our faith in our
Come
health
on.
and these doctors, you go to school for 10 to 12 years. Dentists, I don't know how long y'all got to do school before you are
for college and
pretty
4
much
years.
done. Okay, so that's 8. That's 8 years you got to do to be a dentist. Lawyers, I think they have to do 6 to 8.
Yep.
So like we put with lawyers, you put your your life in their hands. They fight with you. They go your defense. Doctors, they're your health or whatever.
They're
Dentists,
just like
you put your teeth
like
in your,
they're just
all
like
of that in your
cops
hands.
that you could die on a doctor.
Yeah,
You could die on the police.
Exactly.
But people can understand and respect and give more, credence to a person who has a doctorate degree and knows all the possibilities and has thought through these possibilities, and a person dies.
Mm-hmm.
But a cop, they're making more of those split decisions without the proper backing of necessary education and knowledge and just ways to think it through. I have to, when I come to a patient, I got to come with multiple treatment plans. Okay, we do nothing, this is going to happen. Okay, we do this, then probably 5-10 years from there, this is going to happen. If we do this permanent, this is going to be good for, study says, 15 to 20 years. Evidence-based learning. They're just going off of their instincts.
Yeah, because you have to go to school for every other branch of law. So
Yes.
why doesn't SFP? Not just SFPD. Sorry, excuse me. No police department has to. You have to do it for ATF, DEA, FBI, CIA. I can go so on and so forth. You have to do it for all of that.
Being a judge?
Forensics,
Yeah,
all of
anything.
that. Like you have to do it for everything. What you think, Ju?
Of course, I think they should. What the fuck? That's like a no-brainer. I don't even have to put any thought into that. Yeah, of course. Shit.
So what you think like prerequisites should be? What's the courses you looking into?
How much school you think they should have?
Like
Yeah.
some behavior. They should at least
Like at
have,
least 2 years or
At
something?
least, it's equivalent to an AA type shit. Like,
I was
yeah.
thinking that in my head, bro. It should
Yeah.
be an AA, honestly.
Yeah.
You should do 2 years to
Like
be a cop.
behavioral science or some I don't know what the college terms are.
Something.
Behavioral therapy. I don't know some
It
shit.
has to have that, yeah.
Yeah.
You probably have to have a behavioral science. I think they need to take multiple, cultural
Like, yes,
cultural
some
courses
psychology
just to see
type
what people
shit.
like, shit we've been through, an African American course, a Latin American course,
Yeah,
because
ethnic studies, I
yeah,
guess.
all of that. You know, at
That
least
is
one.
taught by ethnic people. Please.
Right.
No, for real, for real.
Hey, and the whole thing is, like, we know people who want or have been cops or have attempted to be cops, and they're doing it for the money. There has to be a different set of motivation for you to be able to kill someone.
Hey man, that 100,000 looks damn good. All right.
I know it do. I know it do. But I know it do.
But that's something I could just never morally do.
Oh boy, that was funny. What do you think we should do as people, black people? Do you think we need to have any changes personally
What more
within our
can we
community?
do?
Don't get me
tired
wrong.
of
We're
trying to-
not perfect. We're not perfect by no means. Not saying
don't
no.
give a fuck about
I'm not
that.
saying our stuff isn't justified. Not trying to justify a death at all. I'm just saying, do you think we need to change just our culture, our community? Like, do you think we need to have some type of change within ourselves?
And what context are you talking, like in terms of relations with the police?
That and just everyday life, because a lot of times we do dumb shit. Not gonna no lie.
Don't
I'm
say
just being
a
honest.
lot of times, nigga, because that
I'm just going off the area where I'm from or what the shit I see.
Don't judge the small circle. You can't judge it off that.
No, my thesis is based off my surrounding. That's what I'm going off of. I'm only going off my surrounding and what I see.
Then I see your thesis is already flawed, nigga. So why should we even fucking think? Come on, man.
I'm saying,
Anyway.
do you not feel like we need to change anything within our communities?
Yeah. People need to work on themselves personally, and that will make our community better as a whole. So I'm not gonna sit here and nitpick and generalize our people, our culture, and say black people need to do this, black people need to do that. But actually, we do need to get more financially literate and more politically literate. Yes, we do. But other than that, just work on yourselves, and we'll be better as a whole community.
What you think, Smooth?
So the easiest thing we can do is be more active in our community, which is there are postings of town halls where the police and the chief are there. We can know the actual badges, numbers of these police who we think, because if they kill somebody, I'm sure they was asshole before that, you know? We can cite them, you know? Because in the city of San Francisco, I've heard it many times that they're not overtly racism, but there's racism with that pin. And we can only combat that pin with the pin. So we got to be more engaged. We got to be more active in our own communities, because you could say that the Asian community are not great voters, but you know what? They are active in their community. Ain't nobody running up in making no new Starbucks in Chinatown.
100%.
There's no freeway entrance into the sunset.
100%.
These are not by accident. But what we got in Bayview, McDonald's, corner store on every block. Because of we're not putting a part in community development. And if we were saying what we could do better is just our community engagement, and I'm a part of that as well.
What you think?
Changes we need to make? Where do I start? Changes we need to make in our community. Definitely get more financially illiterate.
Financially literate.
That's what I said.
You said illiterate.
Sorry, y'all got that ganja in the air. It's throwing me off. Financially literate number. That's one we have to do for sure. Another one we have to do, you know, I feel like, in my opinion, I feel like we need to come together in the community, just in general. It's too much division.
Divide, come together.
Yeah.
It's too much division. Everybody is like, you know, beefing with each other. It's just extra shit in the community.
Look.
And I don't like that. That's just my opinion.
Look.
No, let me explain.
But how'd that go? What does that look like?
Are you going to allow me to explain what I want to? No. I didn't just intercept you.
Let him go.
So don't intercept me. We have to do better in our community just for ourselves in general. We can't ask for change if we don't change. I'm just being honest. Because we can ask for change from outside looking in, but on the inside, you know, looking out, we're not trying to do that. There is no, you know, anyone coming back that looks like us to try to help us that might make it out of our circumstances. To say, do this different, do that different. It's always the same thing. Just do this, do that, get your own money, you know, sell drugs. We do all the wrong shit. There's no attention to detail to try to change anything what we got. We looking for change. We looking for them to change, but we're not looking to change. Yes, it's wrong what they doing 100%. 100%. But if it's not changing within ourselves, what are we can't expect change from other people. It's like we looking for them to look out for us. We got to look out for ourselves. That's just my opinion. You know what I mean? Because we can't expect them to fucking love us if we don't love ourselves. We can't expect them to care for us if we don't care about ourselves.
We do love ourselves.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
No, we don't. You might love yourself, but everybody don't love their neighbor.
I love black people too, though.
That's you. You speaking of that small percentage of yourself. You're not thinking about the community as a whole.
See, that's my problem with you right now. How the fuck you know it's a small percentage?
Because you're talking about yourself. I'm talking about the entire community as a whole.
How you know how they feel?
Yeah.
Because I see it on a daily basis. It's still niggas getting shot. It's still niggas getting robbed. It's still the same shit.
Yeah.
You can't expect
is that a majority or a
yes,
minority?
It's a majority.
How is it a majority?
Bruh, I hear gunshots once a week at least. Once a week. This is not police.
1 out of 7 days, and you're saying it's a fucking majority.
Yeah.
That's
just because it's 1 out of 7 days, that's a lot. That's
it's
a lot compared to
it's more than it should be, but
I'm saying I'm comparing in comparison to what we asking for.
7 out of 7, nigga.
But
no, 1 out of 7 is too much to hear gunshots.
I'm saying me. That's just me. So if I'm taking about every single hood, I can make a call to somebody in a
Yes.
whole nother section from where
There
I'm
should
at.
be no
That's a whole
gunshots.
nother
I
day.
agree.
Yeah.
Another section, they can hear the same thing. They say the same shit I'm saying. We can't just ask for change from the police if we not changing shit throughout with ourselves.
I agree.
You know what I mean? I don't want to just look at the police side. I want to look at it from our side because I'm not asking the cop for shit. Me, my personal, I'm not.
What are
You feel me?
saying
I'm
right
just
now?
being honest. You got to be real. I'm not about to sit here and be like, cops shoot us. They shooting the fuck out of us. We all
But
getting this shit
you
that keeps
sound
happening
like
over
you
and over and over.
justifying why
No,
they
you're not
shooting
listening to
us.
what I'm saying. You're not listening. You're just trying to take one part of it. I'm talking about
I am
us.
listening.
I understand what's going on with the police. It's fucked up. You know, I look at the police totally different than a lot of people. My light of the way I view police is not the same as a lot of people. I don't like the motherfuckers. They get behind me, I'm scared. I be thinking about running their ass. I be thinking about running away from them all the time. They look at me, I don't nod my head. You feel me? I had the same viewpoints as everybody else towards the police. But what I'm talking about as far as us black people in my community and our communities, if you can sit there and close your mouth, somebody that's not even street, like for instance, 7 kids under 6 years old one day got killed in the United States. Nobody said a fucking word. That's my point. What I'm talking about. We doing dumb shit. Everybody know who killing everybody, but we don't do shit outside of that. All we do is worry about the opposite side. Yes, the cops supposed to protect and serve, but at the same time, the black community is not supposed to kill each other. That's not a written rule. They say, unless you that's a whole nother conversation. Unless you involved in the streets, that's different. But at the same time, when people is senselessly getting killed by each other, that's a problem with me. That's a change that needs to happen in our communities. Because if kids getting killed and no one's speaking up, now you're part of the problem as well. You can't just look at it one side. You got to look at both sides of the coin. You can't just look at one side. That's my point that I'm making. I'm not justifying nothing a cop does. I want every cop that, does shit like that, you supposed to go under the jail just like it would if you was on the street. You shoot somebody, you get capital murder, you go under the jail. They supposed to get the same fucking shit we supposed to get. Mm-hmm. But I'm saying in our community, we got to police ourselves as well as the police, not just the police. That's my point.
Okay. I've heard enough from you. I
Okay,
agree.
so what were you about to say?
I agree that we should not be killing each other. I said nobody should be killing anybody. You know what I mean?
I agree with that.
You know what I mean? That's just straight up.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't agree with the fact that you're saying that we need to love ourselves in order for white motherfuckers to love us.
That's not what I said.
That's what you did.
No.
You did say that.
I said we can't look at a white individual,
and
i.e.
expect them to love us if we don't love ourselves, is what you said, right?
That's what I said, but that's what you made it say was you want me to expect only a white person to look at us a certain way. I don't give a fuck if a white cop love me or not. I'd rather my neighbor that looks exactly like me to love me. The fact that I don't gotta
is not gonna stop them from hating.
No,
us.
that's gonna change
I agree with that.
I'm saying that's gonna change our community. Fuck the police.
Yes, but
change
who's
our
gonna
community.
Be policing our communities. Tell us.
If we police ourselves, we ain't gotta worry about getting. We killing more people than we killing more each other more than police.
You think us policing ourselves is gonna stop them from riding through?
No, it's gonna
with
change
us?
anything. Once you start, it starts a drastic change from everything. Now everybody start doing shit, the right way. You start to, regular change and within your community starts to change a lot of different fucking things. Now all money is coming back into your community. This is shit that happened with the Tulsa and Black Wall Street and all that shit. Okay, white people came and bombed this shit. I'm just saying. I'm talking about in general. It's a different time. It might not happen now. But the fear of that, nobody wants to do that shit. It's only a collective amount of people that's actually doing shit, and these is just celebrities.
Look, nigga.
I'm talking about in general. If we go come together, the whole entire community is supposed to come together. That's what I'm saying. I'm sick of motherfuckers, doing the same shit. And the only time we have an uproar is when a cop kills one of us. I was more enraged when Jace got killed than I was enraged when a cop got killed. Because that's another black kid. That's a child. He's 6 years old, bro. He's not going to see tomorrow.
Yeah, I get what you're
6.
saying.
That's what
I
I'm more past. That's what I'm more.
I understand where you're coming from.
I'm saying that's what I'm more. I'm more outraged at that than cops killing us. Yes, that's
understand that.
very infuriating. But when a child
agree.
gets killed, that fucks me up more Then the opposite. That's what I'm. That's the point I'm getting at here.
100%. 100%.
Okay.
So,
That's tough.
what was I was about to ask you a question. What was I going to say?
I don't know.
You went so many places right now. I don't even know.
Because that part is what's passionate to me. My community is a passionate place in my heart. Like what I want to do for my community, what I'm going to do for my community, is something that is like very passionate to me.
Let's go into this part.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, what do you think is going to change the mindset of our community? What do you think? What's going to help? Economic growth, more jobs.
Both of those.
What do you think? More activities, more.
Depends on what kind of activities.
More businesses in the neighborhood.
Absolutely.
And how do you think that's going to happen? How is that going to come about?
Some people just got to come back and just teach. That's part of education as well. It's no like seriousness on kids to go to school anymore.
But where is it? That is in theory very good, but it's tough because who's coming back?
Yes.
That's the thing.
No one.
And how can you? When the neighborhood, we could take all kinds of examples. Nipsey Hussle for one.
R.I.P. to Nip.
How can you? When it's like, and I don't want to say that you should not. I don't want to say that it's wrong to do so. I don't want to say that because I don't think it is. I loved what Nipsey Hussle did. I loved everything that he did. I loved what he stood for. But I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that it's wrong to do so. But look at how that ended up. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Like so, because at the end of the day, when you do come back, majority of people probably love you and look at you like, damn, look at this, he made it, like, or she made it.
But you definitely had a handful of.
But then there's gonna be, there's gonna be one or two that's like,
always having it back in their mind. This motherfucker.
She got bread now. He got bread now. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And y'all from the same area, but y'all grew up at the same time,
yep.
the same high school,
yep.
did all that, did this, but you just happened to go this way and they did not,
right?
Or something like that. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
No, I get it.
And then another part of that is where does the money come from for that? You know what I mean? When majority of our neighborhood is on welfare or some type of benefit due to systemic racism,
right?
You know what I mean? They can't get a job because they're black most of the time. They can't get hired because they've been pulled over and caught with some weed because they're black. You know what I mean? Like, there's shit like that. And I don't think we really think about that too much in terms of how it plays into the economic growth of our community. You know what I mean? Because there has to be jobs to start a business. You know what I mean? You got to work your way up. You got to, stock the shelves before you own the building, like Jay said. You know what I mean? So it's all tied together, and it's unfortunate, but we gotta look at those parts and how that's gonna change. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And is it like when you put the money in the business owners in your neighborhood, where's that money really going afterwards? You know what I mean? Because I think Killer Mike, I was watching this show, like the black dollar stays in the community like less than
for like
6 hours. Something like that.
I heard that too.
So I mean, it is something that we got to think about. But how are we gonna start that? How are we going to jumpstart that when there's no? I mean, and I'm sure there's a lot of initiative out there.
Yeah.
And for
people
black
are
people
trying
and people of color to start businesses through the government. There might be a lot of.
There are businesses there.
But and there might be like little grants and startups and stuff like that that'll help you out. But
yes.
The education about that is not very widespread. It's not very accessible.
It's not.
And you have to fucking dig and search for it, and then and
know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody.
People live in a if you live where we live, it's like you might not.
They gonna keep that to themselves.
In this day and age, you still might not have internet. You know what I mean? You might not have access to a computer where you gotta fill out a fucking PDF or some shit like that. You know what I mean?
I agree.
So it's a big circle. It's a big whirlwind of how this just continues to perpetuate in our society. You know what I mean? Like it just keeps going on and on and on because the education is not there, the resources are not there, and that's just the way it's been. Like,
I mean, and the thing is, like, when are we gonna stop waiting on somebody to come and save us? You know, and who's that person, and when is this gonna happen? That's the tough part. And when this person comes, are they not gonna get killed?
right,
You know, by their own people.
right.
Yeah, that's the fucked up part about it.
And that's the heartbreaking part. That's a tough part, you know, but it's part of the job, I guess. You know, I guess when you sign up for that, you look at the examples that have been set before you, and you know that this is a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
But why not?
Mm.
I mean, in my opinion, we have to be the change. No one's gonna come save us, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's unfortunate that we have to think in a tribal sense, because how many other races have to have this type of problem in our country?
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, you know, and there,
None.
you know, I mean, it's been done before. I mean, I hate to say this too, but look what happened to the Native Americans. You know what I mean? I think America was very successful in their eradication of Native Americans.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
No and I'm not saying that to disrespect them or their
No, yeah,
plight
no.
or anything like that.
Yeah, I get it.
But you know, they've you know, they are a highly oppressed, you know,
Yeah.
culture of people. You know what I mean? And
100%.
they fucking, you know, they've relegated them to a fucking small piece of land. You know what I mean? In the
Reservations.
In the mountain, you know,
Mhm.
reservations. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, they almost extinct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, that's one thing I always think about. Like, it's been done before. You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
And I believe they're definitely trying now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, yeah.
Let's pay some bills. Shout out one of our sponsors, Just Crackin' Seafood to Go, located
out.
1291 East Leland Road, Pittsburgh, California. Black-owned restaurant,
Just black.
located again Pittsburgh, California, directly across from Walmart and Popeyes. Sweet 4 chef special every Tuesday, $5.99. One of my favorite dishes, garlic noodles with the shrimp or chicken. Another one of our sponsors, Dental Robin Hood.
Shout out.
Get into a little bit of that, Smooth.
Dental Robin Hood, 501c3 recognized nonprofit organization dedicated to the betterment of oral health in our community. Dental Robin Hood is a charity. Please go to www.generalrobinhood.com. Sign up, donate at dentalrobinhood.com.
That's actually a good slogan. I ain't gonna
Let
lie.
that mouth do.
That's actually a good slogan. I ain't even gonna lie. That's a good one.
Hey, honestly,
All right, just
So-
give me a couple.
it's not out of place.
Once you hit it, just give me a couple.
All right.
So what's
gonna happen?
What's next? What should happen next, man? As far as that situation with
Those
Jacob
officers
Blake,
need to be fired, arrested,
not with just
and
Blake, because it's
prosecuted,
like,
charged.
you know,
and
nothing's happened
convicted.
with Floyd's killers. Nothing's happened with Breonna Taylor's killers. Right? What's next?
They all need to be fired, arrested, prosecuted, charged,
What's
convicted.
next?
and then jailed.
Mm.
Black
There's nothing more that needs to be done other than
men, we have to just stay ready and just, this is the world that we live in. Get a gun license, you know, and know your rights and go to the meetings. That's literally all you can do, and be lucky. There is no grand future for us in our lifetime.
I'm almost even scared to get a legal gun. Like, legal gun ain't gonna do shit for me if a nigga busts me in my back. Like, I'm dead. Fuck that permit ain't doing nothing.
Right.
I mean, you know what I mean? And that's the fucked up part about it.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, luck is a part of that as well. That's what I said.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, sometimes you go left when right led to death, you know, and we know many stories where right and when we just so happen to go left. Oh, I slept in tonight. I wasn't even there. I didn't even. Shit happens.
Yeah, luck is on bro's side because he's still able. He's breathing
Exactly.
right now. Yeah, so you're right.
paralyzed.
Is he?
Paralyzed. Yeah. I read a report that said he's going to be paralyzed from the waist down.
Mm.
So, I mean, quality of life is, what is that now? You know what I'm saying?
with 7 kids, yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
They're gonna sue, and then the city's gonna give them
Some type of settlement, yeah.
$1.5 million or some
Yeah.
shit like that.
Civil
But
case, yeah.
what does that mean once you can't walk or
You
something?
can't walk. How many
Yeah.
kids you got?
Yeah.
3?
No,
I
he's
don't know
got.
how
I
much
think he's
you're
got
about
like 6
that.
or 7 or something.
7?
Yeah.
Shit. Now you can't play with none of them. You know.
Yeah.
Can't run them.
And how
Can't
long
chase
is
them
that
around
gonna-
and shit
you know,
like
What
that.
is that gonna do for your children? You know what I mean?
Man.
Especially that amount. You know?
Right.
Like it's.
Damn, I didn't know he was paralyzed. I did not know that. I didn't see
Yeah, I
that.
heard that too. But I mean, that's just what the doctors can tell right now. So plenty of people have been deemed paralyzed, but quality of life is for sure already.
Better.
Oh boy. This has been a very touching, very emotional, very passionate
This shit
episode
ain't
you
touching
listened
for
to.
Me. I'm angry now. I'm over the being, sad or whatever. It's just, how do you guys not walk around angry every day? Do y'all?
I do.
Like,
I am.
just like secretly angry every day because of what's going on. Like, that's how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
I was a sophomore in college, just got in the Army, but my cousin got killed by the police. I'm angry. I'm trying to tell you. I already know what it is. Nothing happens either. It just happened. That was it. Nothing.
It's always manslaughter too. They always get manslaughter.
Hey, you're gonna go through the hoops.
Of course.
You're gonna cry. You're gonna march. You're gonna do all that. You're gonna get a T-shirt. You're gonna get a hashtag. And that's it.
It's wild, man. But yeah.
That's it for me.
We appreciate you, man, for listening in.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it's been a very passionate episode. You want to close this out, man, before we get out of here?
Hey, yo, man, this is going on live. This is one of them special drops. We appreciate you guys for just listening to us, being a part of the Essentials podcast, 13 episode. We hate to have such a terrible event happen for with the numerology. Number 13 is not good. But we're still here, and we're glad that you guys are listening. So, we about here.
You can catch this on all platforms, streaming podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. We up out here.
Rest in peace to George Floyd. Rest in peace to Ahmaud Arbery. Rest in peace, Nia Wilson. Bye.
Where the fuck you going?